Welcome back. For several years, we have had the pleasure here at ABC7 of hosting some very special guests. An Osprey pair, nesting next to our TV tower cam. Well, we get to enjoy a bird's eye view of the magic of Mother Nature, even witnessing the birth of 2 chicks in 2016. Well, now our fine feathered friends are back. So we asked David Pilston, CEO of Save Our Seabirds, to help us understand the new nesting season. All right, I know that we're very excited, our viewers are very excited that the Ospreys are back. So I have some questions. Could these be the same Ospreys every year? Do they return typically to the same nest?
They almost certainly are the same Ospreys every
nice.
year.
Oh, wow, Sarah and Soda.
Yes, they were named.
Absolutely. Unless
Yay.
someone came and evicted them, that's their nest. So they are very true to the same nest, very faithful. They'll come back to the same nests.
Speaking of being faithful, do they typically have the same mate?
They do. They mate for life.
Oh,
Absolutely.
good.
Yes.
Nice.
yes.
Wow.
Very
At least
romantic.
somebody still does.
Yeah, right.
This is actually, we've collected some footage because they're not in the tower right now, but we've collected some footage from the last few days, and sometimes we see 2 of them, sometimes we only see 1. So tell me a little bit about the behavior. As they build their nest, who does what role?
Well, they have a pretty clear division of responsibility. The male generally arrives first and builds the nest, and then the male continues to maintain the nest. And then once the babies come along, the male will take care of the feeding. We'll go out and find the food and bring the food back and feed the mother and the babies. So if there's only 1 bird on the nest, chances are it's the mother.
Do they alternate who sits on the eggs?
Not really, no.
The mom
the
sits?
mother does, unless she's taking a little time out to eat herself.
Okay.
She might come off and he'll get on. But in general, it's a very clear division.
They're
division of
fascinating to
responsibility.
watch.
Yes,
They are.
So I think in the live shot right now, you can actually see they've brought some very interesting objects up to their nest. And this is live right here.
They're not discriminating this year. What is all
And in
that?
the past, they brought a baseball hat. So where do they typically find things? Is that
They're
common?
very creative nesters. You know, some of the birds you see, they make incredibly precise, round, clear nests. But these guys are very creative.
Ours are messy.
Yeah,
It's
these
okay.
are messy, right? I was being kind, saying they're creative.
Our birds are messy.
Creatively messy.
And so with both of them gone right now, are they both out hunting and
They're out
gathering?
feeding. They're out feeding now,
Okay.
probably. Yeah, right. And so, but the goal as they're making their nest is to make it nice and soft and cushy for mama and the babies. So I think I saw like a sweatshirt or something in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But then it's really sad. You see pieces of plastic, and that
Right.
really, it's unfortunately,
I'm
an
afraid that's a
indicator.
garbage bag on the right because it looks like some tie or
Which is
something.
a reminder of what we need to watch our litter because we're
Yes.
seeing where it ends up going.
Well, it's everywhere. I mean, it's there's the degradation of the environment is really sad.
We
Yeah.
get nervous, I know, or at least I do for them, and some of our viewers have mentioned, what predators do they have to look out for, especially once the babies are here?
Well, bald eagles. So that's why ospreys tend to nest as high as they possibly can. About half of the cell phone towers in America have osprey nests.
Oh,
Because
wow.
they try to get as high as they possibly can. And a few years ago, we built an osprey tower on Longboat, and it wasn't tall enough, so they ignored it because they need to be up high so they can see all the predators coming. So eagles, raccoons, but mostly it's human problems, human-caused problems that they have to worry about.
Well, you mentioned that you built a nest out on Longboat. Let's talk a little bit about Save Our Seabirds. First of all, congratulations, you celebrated 10-year
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
But I know it wasn't a great year of celebration for our
Yes.
seabirds. Tell us what you saw with
It was
red
definitely
tide.
a good news, bad news year, and the bad news was the worst red tide of our lifetimes, and it really hit the birds hard. There was one Monday morning in late August where we had 42 birds come in on the same morning.
Oh.
They were just
Wow.
coming
Hard.
in by the carloads and very, very sick. And thankfully, ABC7 was very helpful. Jess Dowdrick came out and broadcast live and really raised awareness to get people out on the beaches and scour the beaches and bring the birds in as soon as they can.
Were
When
you
they
able to
come
help
in,
those
yeah.
birds? Yeah, we
Yes.
were all
Help
wondering
us
once they came
understand
in.
what your role then is.
Well, these birds came in, they're paralyzed, they could not stand, they could not move their wings, they could barely move their heads. And about a third of them died within 24 hours or were practically dead when they came in. But of the ones that made it at least 24 hours, we were able to save and release 2/3 of them,
Wow.
including 35 on one day, and ABC7 broadcast that as well, which was nice.
That's great work. What do you need most from the community in order to keep doing this work?
Well, we go through 18 tons of fish a year and 4 tons of birds eat a year. So unless you're really proficient at fishing, then the best thing you can do is just go on our website and make a contribution, or the website or our Facebook, and we'll take it from there because
Help
it's
you
very
keep
specific.
doing the great work that you're doing. There are many ways to get involved with Save Our Seabirds, and of course Save Our Seabirds is a nonprofit organization. One of those ways coming up, their 8th annual Sunset Soiree fundraiser. It is coming up March 28th at Michael's on the Bay at Selby Gardens. You can find out more information about that or all of the other ways you can help get involved by visiting them online saveourseabirds.org.
Yeah.
.org. It says .com, but it's actually .org.
Yes.
All right, coming up next, it is week 2 with ABC's new Bachelor. We're going to have a preview of what you can expect tonight.